What?
Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus, down through the chimney with lots of toys, all for the little ones' Christmas joys. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Ho, 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 who wouldn't go?
Hey my Nikki Boos, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another video. Happy holidays, everyone, from my family to yours. Hey my Nikki Boos, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing that table talk with Nikki that I told you guys about, and I have my little co-host here. Her name is D. Everybody say hey D in the comment section. So as you can see in the title, y'all already see what this is about. That's why you're here. That's why you clicked on it. We're drinking grown people juice. And according to my glass, I'm drinking jingle juice. Okay. So,
Cause we slay all day?
Right, cause we slaying all day. Ain't that right? So this grown people juice, y'all. So yeah, we got our little notes here, and we gon' take it from here.
So the first thing that we're gonna talk about as far as like relationships is commitment. Because I've had like multiple conversations with people regarding like what is commitment being different for relationships versus a marriage. I personally I disagree. I think a commitment is a commitment regardless to marriage or in a relationship.
I agree.
Because when you're dating to find someone to marry.
Supposedly.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
Right, there you go.
But that's not how we live in. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today.
My opinion on commitment is exactly what she said. Like, I agree. Because you can be committed to anything. Don't necessarily have to be a person. Like me, I'm committed to my work. Like,
yeah.
The same thing. Anything you committed for, you're gonna go hard for. So it doesn't matter whether you're in a marriage or a relationship. So I agree 100% with that. But I do feel like it is a difference when you're married and when you're in a relationship with certain things.
Such as?
Certain things such as purchasing a home.
Oh, hell yes. Absolutely. So there are some do's and don'ts you don't do until you're married.
Right, like we together, but and then the whole giving the milk for free, whereas you didn't have to milk the cow. Like, you can't get a wife out of a girlfriend. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. There are some do's and don'ts. But on the flip side, like you think about like people talking about, okay, I don't want to come in, because it's like a thing nowadays. Females don't want to ask for nothing because they don't want to come off as like gold diggers.
I know.
And it's like, but you still have to be able to offer, or to be able to say like, hey, my shit is fucked up right now. I'm struggling financially. I need help.
Right.
But we don't, because we want to be all prideful and independent.
You know what I mean?
And at the end of the day, like, if you don't ask, you don't receive. And so
True.
how do you know like this man is gonna hold you down when you married?
True.
And that he's gonna help
God, yes.
in the relationship if you don't see it prior to marriage?
Agreed.
So that's like some of the things that I feel like people just feel like once you get married, like this whole fairy tale becomes everything is like copacetic and perfect, but it's not. It's work. And the whole purpose of dating is to find out like, is this person willing to go through the trials and tribulations, the work that it's going to take in order to make that marriage survive. True. And it doesn't mean that once you get married, like everything is good to go, like you're happy now. And I think that's a lot of reasons why marriages fail nowadays, because people are under the pretenses of, well, everything was great initially before like the financial hit, the kids hit, and then when all that hit, it's like, oh hell no. I just got enough of this shit. Right. That goes to the second question. How do relationships last? That moves right on into that, because
it is work. And if somebody, especially YouTube, so there's so many YouTube relationship channels out there, and everybody has this perception, oh, hashtag relationship goals. What is the goal? Because are you going off the reality goal, or are you going off the goals that you see here being portrayed to you?
The edited version?
Right.
Because the edited version always look good.
That part, okay.
Let's do the real life shit.
Exactly, and that's where the work come in at.
Yeah, but you gotta have 2 willing participants. You can't have
absolutely.
One person like full in, like I'm willing to flex, I'm willing to be, I'm willing to compromise, I'm willing to adjust myself.
Absolutely.
And you have someone else that's sitting back like, yeah, you figure it out, and then tell me what to do.
I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah,
you
like
know, I'm just.
That way.
True. That's very, very, very true. Because, oh my God, y'all, like I could go on and on about some things that I had to do as far as me putting in work for a relationship. That'll be a whole video by itself.
No, but for real, like, you know, with my wife Stephanie, oh girl, it ain't easy. Like, and it's going on 13 years of like this roller coaster ride of like ups and downs. And I've had people ask me like, why you stay with her? And I have to like repeatedly say, like, you know, it's literally weighing the pros and cons.
And
like,
people don't know the other side.
No, but you know what, they do, because I share it all. See, I tell everybody all my business about my relationship and everything. And you know, a lot of people will tell you like, that's a no-no. You don't tell people what's going on in your relationship, but that's my therapy. That's how I function. That's being real and raw. So when you see the good and you looking at this glamorous life, I need you to understand that it's not always this way. No.
That's all that is.
A gift for 7 days leading up to, you know, Valentine's Day is what most females would say, like, oh, it's what I always ever wanted. Like, just give me one damn surprise. Whereas, like, I can have the 7 days and I still be over here mad. And they'd be like, if I can have what you have, but what about the other side?
Exactly.
Because there is.
Exactly.
I keep trying to tell people, like, there has to be a balance in everything that you do. That's why there's good and there's bad. And so in a relationship, you got to be able to love people with the drama, the chaos, and all the positives that's there as well. Doesn't mean that you accept it and say, hey, you know what? You fucked up today. And I'm just going to let it pass because you're great over here. No, that means that, like, we need to work on this shit over here. Okay. Because this is great, but this shit we still need to work on. You know, because the ultimate goal is to find like pure happiness. Exactly. In the best ability that you can, but this shit ain't easy to come.
But what is happiness? That is also something that's different for everybody. Because some people are doing polygamy lifestyles and they're happy doing this, and for me it's like, what?
But
like,
they stay on though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So what is happiness?
That's defined by each person.
Exactly.
And I tell people all the time too, you know, like my single friends, like, you're out here and you're saying you're dating and you fucked up, but it's like, what are you looking for? Like, what do you want?
Oh, I hate that. All men are dogs, or women ain't shit. Like, I don't like that. I do not like that, because
that's another thing.
If you tune into these people, the person is coming from, the deliverer of this message, and you go back and start to look at what you've been through, because that's always my question. Who hurt you? What you been through? And usually that's where it's coming from. And it's like, no, everybody are not dogs. All women are not that way.
But I will say this, like, the older that you get, the harder it is to date.
Oh, yes, Lord.
And the harder it is to find somebody that's willing to, like, put in that work and that commitment. Women are easily available to, like, bounce back emotionally in relationships. Men, not so much.
Yes.
You can have a man that come out of high school and they like, I want to give somebody the world. And
By the time he 30, that's out the door.
He'd have been married, he'd had kids, he's ready to party. For the men that have been married, you know, a good 20 years and then they divorced and now they out here in their 30s and 40s or 50s or whatever. They ain't trying to settle back down again.
Yeah.
They just want to be free.
That is true. Very true. I think too, the other thing that makes it difficult is people, brain fart. Oh, people are stuck in their own ways. Once you become accustomed of who you are, like 30 and 40 years later, you look at people like,
take me as I am.
Right, because you're crazy. I do too. And I'm dead serious about it. Yeah. This is who I am. It's been how many years since I've been this way? You want me to change for what now? Like, accept, because it's easier to just be me than it is to be who you need me to be or who you want me to be, which is why I don't try to change people either. I need you to come. I ain't finna tell you what type of man I'm looking for. I need to see the raw you, because I've been through too much. No. I don't want to change. I agree. Like
you can't come in and say like, hey, this is the type of man I want, you know, and you got them written down on your piece of paper, you know, like we do, like growing up as little girls. This is the type of man I want. This type of life I want to see myself have. And then when it doesn't happen, or you constantly pushing for it, you get discouraged, and then you become a different person, regardless of you knowing or not. You do, and so. No, you shouldn't be trying to change people from who they are. They are who they are. But there are some things that eventually we should evolve as people. True. And I think that a lot of times we go into these relationships with men and like they just ain't have the right woman. And when they get the right woman, I show them how much of a great woman I can be. Yes, ma'am. They will give me back what I'm giving out.
And you ain't do nothing but set yourself up for a heartbreak out this world. Yes, ma'am.
Girl, bye.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No. I call that the living on the wish and the dream.
But I think everybody done it, or
we have.
There's people out there that's doing it right now. Sweetheart, you can't fix him. You can't fix her.
Sometimes it's bigger than that.
Hurt people. And if they're broken, no, if they're shattered, you can't put that back together. That's a whole other level of pieces. These are really tiny pieces because it's shattered. He's not broken. He or she is not broken. They're shattered. And if they're shattered, there's little bitty pieces and you can't put that glass back together. Those people need to go sit in front of a professional they're educated on how to put these little bitty pieces back together. You're not. Been there and done that.
And then the other thing you got to factor in too is like, what's your tolerance?
Oh my God.
And how much patience do you have? Because I can tell you, before the child, before the age increased, I had a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And then I had a baby, then I was like, no nonsense. I ain't got time for none of that.
There's so much more to be said, and we're not there yet. So let's get on to the next question. I do want to say though, I want you guys to join in on this conversation by commenting in the comment section. Dee will also respond, and you know, if you have questions for either of us, or if you just want to talk about what we're talking about, comment down below. And of course, we'll just, you know, we'll chat in the comment section, because we do have quite a few questions. Actually, there's 10 questions here, and I do really want to know what you guys think as well. So the next question is, what are some reasons to leave a marriage or a relationship? That's a good question. Easy answer for me.
What is it? I want to know.
Okay, so if you asked me 10 years ago, what is a reason to leave a relationship or marriage, I would have said cheating.
Yep.
Is what I would have said 10 years ago. Now, if you ask me today, what are some reasons for leaving a marriage or a relationship, and it's going to be very straightforward. I'm unhappy.
Yeah.
That's one. Yeah. The other thing, I got to take care of you. Not going to happen.
Wait, is there like a time frame?
There is. It's a fine line with I got to take care of you. But it's very thin. That line is very thin.
So let's just put it like this. You're talking about somebody that, like, you know, they fall on their bad luck, they lose their job.
Right.
You holding them down.
Absolutely.
And they become the couch potato. That's a no-no.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Because we need to be on our grind.
Yes, yes. On a daily basis, because you need to provide for me. I don't care how much money I make. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not up for discussion nor debate. That's what it is for me.
But you can at least say that, like, you are also a willing participant financially, like, in the household. Not just, you saying no, that's the thing.
I'm not willing. Okay. I want the old fashioned. He's the provider. I'm the helpmate. Let me do my job in the home like I'm supposed to be. I like to be cute. I'll clean up for you. I'll cook for you. Let me do my thing. I don't want to be sitting here stressed and worrying about why I can't pay this bill. That's your stress, not mine. That's just where I'm at right now in my life. And I think the reason that I'm there now is because I'm okay with being single. I don't believe that I was ever okay with being single throughout. But now I realize that there is nothing that I can't get single that I can't, there's nothing I can't get single that I can't get in a relationship or married. The only thing that I feel like I probably would not be able to have is somebody sleeping with me at night in my home, in my bed. And that's only because of my children. You won't, if we're not like that, you're not going to be staying in my home. So that's the only thing I can't have. I can travel. I need a man to travel. I got friends I can do that with. If I need to do grown folk stuff, it's plenty of people out there ready for that, you know. It is the companionship that everybody miss so much, but you don't have to be in a relationship or married to have a companion.
That's true.
You have to find that male friend, like, cause he can be your companion with no sex, no kissing, nothing, like a genuine friend. They exist. I have them. So what would I be missing?
The sex, I guess.
I can get that.
But I'm saying, like, you just roll over. And...
So the girl, these ninjas phones are ready for your number to pop up. Come on.
This is true. This is true.
Or the past, or even the future, the ones in your DM and your inbox. You want to get technical? Yeah, where we at? In here, you know, like. I just feel like that's probably why I feel like if I'm gonna do this, I need to have what I want. Otherwise, it's a no.
So yeah, I mean, I get it, and I don't knock like anybody's like thought process. I think growing up, I remember a friend telling me like she just wanted to get a stay-at-home mom, you know, and I was just like, man, hell no. Like, I don't ever.
Yeah, I didn't ever
want to be like a stay-at-home mom like that. It is like beyond me.
It's a lot of work. It's a lonely life.
Yes.
I've done it.
I feel like I'd just be at home like fat watching soap operas or something.
Right.
But I'm a different person now.
You can only do so much cleaning and this and that when you stay at home. My thing is I could be a stay-at-home mom, but I'm a stay-at-home business mom. So I gotta have my own business, and while everybody's out, I done did all my duties. I'm on the computer, I'm working, I'm shipping stuff off, I gotta do something. I can't just not have a coin at all. Yeah,
and I think that's one of the things, like, the way I like to spend money.
Oh yeah, that too.
And everything, like,
I got habits.
It's cool for somebody to like pay the bills or whatever, but I need some spending money for whatever.
But then what if that person got money like that? You got spending money.
Stay at home mom.
I still can't. I still need my own money.
Like literally right now, like I'm really feeling like the whole stay at home mom stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's super weird, man.
Oh.
But I kind of like, you know, still ride the fence. Because I like making money. I like doing stuff, and I don't like being told like how to spend my money, what to do, when to do it, and how to do it.
Although that's a part of marriage.
That was,
because see, that's another question. What defines marriage? See, okay. I want y'all to answer these questions as well. But what defines marriage? That goes right into that question, what you said. Because no matter what you do, that money is y'all money, not just yours.
Yeah.
So yes, they do have the right to tell you what you can and cannot do.
We can even just add some more, because I'll just put like my own situation out there or whatever, because I'm married, of course. And my wife and I have a joint checking and savings, but then we have our separate joint and savings.
What?
Yes. So
did anybody else? I didn't catch that. We got a joint and a separate joint. What?
No, we have a joint checking and savings account, and then I have a checking and savings, and then she has a checking and savings account. And I have been kind of telling her for years, like, we should like just have one account, you know? And she's like, nah, like, And I really can't fully understand like why. I don't remember what like her reason was. But for me, even though I've been telling her like, let's do this, on the other side I'm like, man, hell no, we can't do that, because she's gonna be like checking my goddamn transaction and be like, damn, what did you spend this $100 at, and da-da-da-da, and I'm like, I don't be wanting to answer those type of questions. We do work really good together financially, but I'm the heavy spender and she's the frugal, which is a great balance, because somebody gonna have some goddamn money.
That's the same with me and Curtis, the same thing. I'm the heavy spender, but he's more frugal. Same exact thing. So, to get us back on track, we talked about reasons that we will leave a relationship or a marriage, but one of those reasons was never infidelity. So we're gonna explain basically why we feel that way. And I'll go first. I mean, I feel like it's not that important to me anymore. It used to be, but it's not that important to me, because respectfully, maybe it's something that I just cannot produce for you. And maybe you dip out, whatever. I don't need to know about it. I don't need to see it. And it should never hit my front door. And we Gucci.
But if it does hit your
I'm not giving permission. But I am saying that I don't need to know. I don't want to know. And it should never be obvious. So that's basically what I'm saying. Because if it does hit my door, we got a problem. Because that tells me you sloppy with your shit.
That's just unorganized. Like,
there. Get your stuff in order.
But you know what? And that's, I don't know.
So why wouldn't you leave for infidelity?
Females be out of order nowadays. So it ain't got to be him.
It's totally him.
Just out of order.
It's totally him. Because when you dip out and you're going to cheat, it's never going to be with the same female. Because now you're building a relationship with her, which is going to cause her to get into her feelings. And now she want to replace me. You fucked up, bro.
Oh, yes, it's true. Yes. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's still him. Nasty. You better off just going to pay for it and keep it business.
I paid for it.
Right, there you go.
It's not cheating.
It's gone. She did. Cause anybody else, if this ain't her business, she running is you. I'm trying not to leave you nothing but peeing and bubblegum. That's all he got enough for you.
In that order. Okay. I wouldn't leave for infidelity because I really feel like it's an epidemic.
What's an epidemic?
Something that's bound to happen. Yeah. And I say that because the way
you feel like cheating is an epidemic.
I feel like eventually somebody gonna do it. One of the people in there is gonna do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're gonna do it because there's always. I feel like marriages, you go through cycles.
True.
You go through cycles of like happiness, sadness, anger, frustration, regret, guilt, like all kind of emotions. And depending on like where you at in that emotion, how do you feel, determines whether or not you are open for infidelity. And it's not necessarily that you go out looking for it. It just shows its face. And before you know it, you caught up in some shit.
True.
And my wife cannot stand to hear me say this, but it may be her, it may be me. I don't know who it's gonna be. I pray it's neither one, but it could be. And with that fact in place, like, I don't feel like that's something that we should be like leaving relationships for. I feel like, yes, we should give the other person a hard ass time. We should make them work and have to deal through gaining our trust again. But on the flip side, I feel like it's something that we can manage and rebuild from. If we have two willing participants and you willing to go through that work that I'm about to give you. And
if it's not consistent.
Yeah, because when it becomes...
Because if you're always doing this and this, you know, because people will ask you like, well, why did you take him back? And why did you get back with him? Because I believe in us, that's why. And because you don't see the other side. You hear about this negative stuff that happened, but there is the other side to it. Maybe I don't talk about it because I don't need therapy for that. So there's no need for me to discuss that. So... yes, but when it's habitual and it's sloppy and it's reoccurring, that's a problem.
I don't know how you love somebody through like sexual addiction. Like I'm not. That's like one of those things. Like I need you to go to therapy, and they need to give you like your 60 days of sobriety, and then how do we date? Do we date one person at a time, or do we do multiple people? I personally feel like there should be multiples. I could be wrong. This is just my opinion. But when I was dating, I'd have like 3 to 6 on the roster. And as soon as they like didn't meet the criteria, they was dropped off the board. When I would get down, like I only got like 1 or 2, I'd add some more. And that was a lot of sifting. Did that mean I was like having sex with all of them? Absolutely not. Like I was going on like a million dates? No. A lot of them didn't even make it to date time because they couldn't even have a decent conversation without bringing up, so what's your vagina just like, or you know, something stupid. And for me, like in the first week, that's a no-no. Like how can you like get to know a person or define like a relationship or a future with hoping to have a relationship if you instantly talking about let's get into the bedroom? Okay. That's not defining a relationship. I've always been like one of the people that felt like in order to have a relationship with somebody, you have to become friends. Like how can you live a long relationship with somebody if you don't even have a friendship develop with that person? Oh my God. And so I definitely always went into dating like, I just want to get to know who you are. I want to see if we can be friends. Because guys will be like, oh, what are you looking for? A friend. A friend, because a friendship can lead to so much more. You know, your mate should be your best friend. I agree. You should be able to share everything with them, you know. If our relationship is built on like, I like the way you cook and clean the house, or the sex is good, like how long is that gonna last? Not at all. Because what if I get sick and I can't cook like that no more? Or what if my vagina get jacked up? I don't know how that's supposed to happen. I don't know. But okay. Maybe I gotta go through some chemotherapy for this. Something. Okay. Or hell, because you know when we have kids, we go through this phase like right afterwards, like sex ain't our #1 thing necessarily. Like some people go through like those hormonal areas where they're not interested in sex. So are you still gonna be there? Yeah. I totally agree. You should definitely date more than one person, because a lot of men may not agree with this, and we might be
breaking the girl code right now. Because they don't, some of them may not agree with it, but my perspective on it is, it's levels to this.
Yeah.
If I'm dating you, we're not in a relationship. Dating means I'm trying to get to know you. What is the issue with getting to know more than one person at the same time? If I start to like two people, because I know that's the next thing, what happens if you start to like two? We're still in the dating zone. Then I'm going to keep dating both until I can figure this out. Now, one of them might step up and say, I'm really feeling you. I want to take this to the next level. I want to be in a relationship. Then guess who wins? I'm not about to be rocking with the other one that I like and he's not ready when I know I came into this dating game to come out of it with a husband.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. Like, yes, definitely. You don't just date this one guy, because that's how you set your own self up for heartbreak.
Yeah.
Because you cut everybody off to date him thinking that this was going somewhere, and it didn't.
Oh, and you invested so much time, so you might as well just keep investing.
Oh,
because it's going to get better, and it's not.
You set yourself up, sis.
I
don't
agree.
do it.
Dating multiples.
Yep.
But of course, like, you know, you said earlier, like, when you get the one and you right there, then that one person becomes the one that you commit to. And then hopefully if things continue to go, you know, well, then that commitment turns into something so much greater.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be a rush. I think people rush into marriage too.
I think so too. I think people rush into everything.
Yeah.
We
settle.
You think settling and rushing is the same?
Yep.
Because somebody right, I never.
You know, they say that there's more women in the world than there are men.
True.
And so you find a lot of women out here like, oh God, I just want to be in a relationship, you know. And we end up settling for that one person that popped up, and they gave us some attention for a minute, and we settle for a person. We're not settling for a relationship. We're settling for a person. That companion that you were talking about.
Right.
And we get caught up.
Because you missed it so much.
Because you want to have somebody. And I think that's one of the things that we get caught up in. Like, we ignore red flags.
I agree.
Or having to start over. Damn, I got to start dating again.
You know, I've never been afraid of starting over. I don't know what that means for me, but I've never been afraid of starting over. I remember talking to somebody, a family member, of course I won't say who, and he was just going through so much, and he was just like, I don't want to start over. I'm tired of starting over. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? Starting over, that's when it's the best in the beginning, you know, but
the honeymoon period.
My thing is, I've never been afraid to start over, because I don't know what it is about me, but after so much damage, or if I feel like this happened and I really, really wanted to work with this person, my brain tells me, but that happened, just don't do it again in the next relationship. Move on. It's over. You learn something from it, just start over. Just make sure you don't do him like that. Like, that's the way I see it with the starting over. It's like,
but the thing is too, like, we sometimes complicate it too, because we think we figured out what went wrong with the last person, and so we gonna make sure that we don't do that with the next person. And unfortunately, that was the wrong behavior for that person. It doesn't mean that behavior is wrong for the next person. Yeah. And I think a lot of times we end up fucking up our own situations with people because we're trying to hold them accountable for the shit that went wrong with the other person.
That is very true.
Every person is different.
That is true.
You cannot hold
that is true, because it's just the same. Like, you have one dude that, oh, your attitude, blah, blah, blah. You looking for somebody to cater to you. Well, I like to be catered to. So that's a clash. Then you get with that guy who's very understanding and patient and loving with you, and it's like your attitude is checked on its own. Because when you ready to and he's so patient, you can't help but to You know, so you right. Like, I never looked at it like that. I've always felt like, well, I just know what to do in the next relationship.
Exactly.
This too much damage, too much happened. I'm moving on.
Guess what? I just learned that.
When did you learn that?
Last week. Literally. Because I saw it. I saw it with somebody else, and I'm like, man, you can't do that to that one. That one don't deserve that.
There you go.
That's not gonna work for this one, but that's a good one. Settling. Do we settle? Absolutely. You know, when you grow up with this fairy tale, like, I'm gonna get married and have this great life, and I'm gonna have, because you know our moms tell us, like, you gotta have this, this, and this. He need to be able to pay bills. He need to be able to take care of home. He gotta do this, this, and this.
do it.
And at the end of the day, when we all, you know, get older, we're looking for Prince Charming. Like, we gotta have him.
Yeah. Oh, he gotta look good. Oh, yes. Not even what your mama told you, but your expectations.
You didn't figure out.
He gotta be tall, dark, and handsome. He gotta look like this.
Yeah.
He gotta be like that. He needs to make this much money. That is not reality.
I don't like no fat dudes. You know, I don't. He can't be too skinny. He can't be too short. He can't. And then, like, little do you know, that shit is so superficial. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big girl, so I ain't trying to be with the big boys either. But at the end of the day, like, honestly, all we really should focus on is, like, how somebody treats us.
Yes.
Are they capable of compromising? Are they able to, like, move with us when we trying to set these goals for the future? How are they with children and parenting? You know, shit like that. And some of the stuff they don't know because they ain't got kids already, so they gotta learn along the way. But are they flexible to learning and doing better? And so I think a lot of times, like, we don't realize that we settle regardless, because Prince Charming is perfect. He was built on perfection, and not one person in this world is built on perfection. So we sit around here all day long waiting for what we think we deserve and what we feel like we're worth and we should have. We may not necessarily get what we are destined to have. And I say that because
here on earth.
Exactly.
Because we have it. If you just marry Jesus, you got the person.
You're talking about these men on the earth.
The ones on earth. You know,
that's a whole
don't even be waiting, but just go to marry Jesus, girl. You got that man. You got the fairy tale.
Absolutely.
Oh,
that's Jesus, but
he there.
You know, if you decide to have somebody outside of Jesus too, you know,
and don't be coming for us because we cursing and we talking about Jesus, because that goes right back to what we said, the fairy tale saint. I am not. Yeah. Do I believe in him? Yes. Do I pray? Yes. Do I go to church? Yes, sometimes. Do I open up the Bible? Yes. Do I pray over my food? Yes. Do I curse? Yes. Do I fight? I will.
Okay, say yes.
Because I try not to, but I will. Okay? So, you know, that it's not I'm not the fairy tale saint. But yes, I do believe, yes, you know, so, you know, did y'all say that part?
Nobody is perfect. And I think at the end of the day, we have to be able to understand that you're not perfect. So for you to ask for a man that's perfect is just set yourself up for failure.
Who was that? Life Jennings out here, don't be a penny out here looking for a dime. That's a whole other conversation. You got all these expectations of him, but what are you? It doesn't matter that you got a degree. It doesn't matter you making this much money. What type of woman are you in heart? What are you bringing to the table to this man? That's a whole other video, like, seriously, because I do feel like I got a lot to say about women who expect a husband, but yet you're not presenting him a wife. I've been proposed to 3 times in my short little old life, okay? So, not saying I know it all, but I could definitely give you some tips, so we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that too, but let's get to the last question that we had. How do you know when to say, yes, I do?
Oh.
Cricket, 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 cricket. I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask that question.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've been in 2 failed marriages. One was my fault, the other was not. So at this time, it's like, I guess it's safe to say, 1, pay attention to the signs. I think it's safe to say that. Oh, I've been proposed to 4 times. One of them just didn't make it. I knew that was a no. No. Okay? The other one I should have known it was a no. But anyway, so I feel like 1, pay attention to the signs. 2, if it's something that you're unsure about, don't do it. Because you should feel certain. The first time I was 100% certain that this was it. That was my best friend. You know, we did everything together. We was very open with conversation. We could talk about anything. It was literally my best friend. Nobody came before this family. It was me that broke that marriage up. You know, I own that. But then the next time, I actually knew that I shouldn't do it. So I guess if I want to say what you should feel, and I go off the first time that I did it, there should be no doubt in your mind. Now, if you got an inch of doubt, then you shouldn't be doing it. Period.
Okay. I'm gonna have to say that, of course, my scenario is completely different from yours. I only been proposed to once. And I want to say yes once. But my initial, like, engagement was, yeah, I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes to the possibility of marriage. I'm not saying yes to marriage. And I think a lot of times people go into like being engaged and thinking like, oh, I got to get married. Like, no, you don't. It is okay to be engaged for a little while, because sometimes you know that you want to be with somebody, but you know, like, you mentally and emotionally are not prepared.
Or you know that they are not mentally and emotionally.
Because a lot of times people go into like marriage thinking that once we become married, shit gonna change. Ain't no shit changing. But maybe your last name.
Marriage
like
don't change.
The person is the person. You know, the relationship is the relationship. And there's a lot, well, you know, you can change your insurance and
that's it.
Y'all get some discounts and shit, but
marriage don't change people.
Marriage is, for me,
people change people.
Yeah, marriage is a piece of paper. You know.
I disagree.
Well, there we go. We was waiting on it.
Go ahead with that piece of paper.
I think about people that have been like in a relationship for over 20 years. You know, and they're not married. And I don't feel like my relationship is any more greater than theirs because I'm legally married. Being legally married with that piece of paper, yes, it grants me, like, if you die, I get this.
Legally binding.
If you leave me and you got this, or you know, you think you got a separate account, like, we splitting that shit. So yeah, the legality of it, of like the benefits, shall some shit go wrong, yes. But the emotional, the commitment is not defined by that piece of paper of marriage.
I disagree.
People think that it changes it.
I feel like it does. It doesn't change the person, but it definitely changed the dynamic of this relationship. There is no other level higher than marriage. And we are still stuck here at 9 when all we got to do is go before God and make this commitment to put us at a 10. I still feel like when I'm in a relationship and I could be committed to you, but because I'm not married to you, those thoughts in my mind of what I can do, it still exists. Sometimes even the hesitation to get married again is there, because I know once I cross that, then it's this.
Well, that's a motherfucker get divorced now.
There is no separation. Go sleep on the couch. But in a relationship, whether engaged or not, I know that that door is open. So that's why I see marriage as more than just a piece of paper. It changes the whole dynamic of my thought process, hopefully his thought process, you know. And
but what about your thought process change? Mine didn't change when we got married.
because when I feel like once you're married, the thought of the separation just is not even on the table.
Oh, like the breaking up.
You can't like that's just
I'm leaving and you stay. Oh well, yeah. I mean that piece
I can prep for it because anything else, I know that I could leave. I don't know. I have this thing like it's crazy because you know no sin is greater than the other, but there's some sins that I just be like. So it's like, if I'm married, that's not even on the table. There isn't separating. It's off the table. If we're
that's from a religious standpoint.
Married, maybe that's where it's coming from. Because if we're not married, I know, and even not even with religion, it's just within self. Like, well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that, you know. Like I'm not obligated to do that, or you know. And it just anything in general. It just to me, it definitely changed the dynamic of the relationship.
I think it's harder to break it up.
Yeah,
and I say that because you know I can tell people that I broke up with my wife. They laughed at me.
You did,
but like you can't break up with your wife. I'm like, why come I can't?
We broke up. Like, what?
But I think that, like, I don't know, like, I feel like some people go into it, like, thinking that when we're married, like, just the dynamics of our relationship is going to adjust. And I don't think that it does. I think that when you decide to marry somebody...
I feel like it should. Just because it didn't don't mean it shouldn't.
But how does it change?
I feel like it should. Your mental, everything
I'll put you like this. My wife thought that when we got married that I was just going to put her on this higher pedestal.
And
like I was going to like super worship her.
And you should.
And I did not. I do.
And you should.
How so?
Okay. So, this is where the agree to disagree come in at. Because once you get married, I feel like it should change the dynamic of the relationship. Not the person and who they are, but the relationship, the rules in the relationship, the way we move, the way we talk, the way everything changes. Prime example, when I married my best friend, the first marriage, we used to go to the club together. We would be dancing on people. I would sandwich him with another girl, you know. We having us a good old time. At the end of the day, we go home together. He's not disrespectful, hanging all over girls or hovering all over. He's dancing with them. Yeah. You know, we have us a good old time when we go home together.
Yeah.
When we got married, I'm used to what we normally do. You know, I'm getting it. I got this dude on me. I'm getting it. Okay. He came, politely grabbed my hand, pulled me like, baby, we ain't doing that. I was like, what? That's what we always do. He said you wasn't my wife. I said, okay. Got right in line though. See, that changes the dynamic.
Okay, so, you know, depending on the situation. And I mean, I get that. I respect that.
Okay.
Y'all would have been like, all right.
Okay. Stand on it, bro. I hear you.
But yeah, but I don't know. It just didn't feel like I needed to adjust myself. And maybe it's the lack of like understanding or knowing. You
probably feel like you was a wife already.
I did.
That's probably why you feel like there's no change. But it's still a level up. I feel like it's still a level up.
Well, I think I knew when to say yes when the things that was most important to me, I had it. I think my mom, you know, my mom told me it's not who you love, it's who love you. Because if someone falls in love with you, like your flaws and everything, you would eventually love them for the way they love you.
I agree.
And in all honesty, that's what I got in my wife.
I agree.
And I had spent time, we had spent like a good enough time apart where I could, you know, sift through other people and be like, can I get her? You know? And they didn't even come close.
Okay, so one important thing that Dee just said about how she knew when to say yes, and it was when she had everything
That was most important.
That was most important to her. I like that.
Yeah.
The other thing that you said that I think is so important is it's not about who you love, it's who loves you. And the way it was given to me was a man should love you more than you love him, and that's when he's the one. That's the way it was given to me, and I didn't quite understand it, but I get it now. And I feel like I had to go through my second marriage to get that. And that's how I ended up with Curtis, because I refused to settle for anything less than. Girl, if you head over heels for him, and guys, y'all probably watching, but y'all gotta, you know, you just gotta sit and listen, because I'm talking to the young ladies out here. If you head over heels for this man and you're not getting that back, you crying all the time, you sad, you getting lied to, that he ain't it. He ain't it, and you ain't it for him. Whether he ever admitted to you or not, it's something he's sticking around for, and it's not because he loves you. It's for some other reason that he's sticking around for. Because when he finds that one that's for him, he is going to be everything that you want him to be, but it's just going to be to her, because that's where he's supposed to be. That's what I believe. So I liked that. What Dee said, you got everything that's important to you, and this person love you to no end, and you know it. I don't care what they look like. I don't care. That stuff petty.
That's how I end up with a woman.
You right.
Yeah.
You right. She right. Because she only dated men. Like, oh, that's all she had. But then the transition happened and she had to get in line. It took a few years, but
it took some years.
You know, and so yes, that's just what it is. You have to choose that one that loves you.
And they don't mean that they're gonna be perfect, because they're not. They still gonna have flaws just like you.
They're not.
But you know, the bigger picture is like when somebody loves you like that, they're gonna do what it takes to make you happy, or
absolutely
to work on things in order to become better for the relationship. Because it's not always about like, oh, they just, you know, you spoiled or being pleased because you want shit a particular way. No, it's about literally being able to compromise, and them knowing like, hey, maybe I saw myself as perfect, you know, my whole life, and maybe what I needed was somebody to like really tell me like, you up. And them being there to be there and support you through whatever that situation is. But I think a lot of times like we just want to love somebody, so we just go in and give them our all, and in all actuality, like, how's that gonna work? You can't just push somebody into like loving you.
True. You
can't just shower them and just overgive. I've always been like really prone to, I ain't starting no shit I can't finish. You want somebody that's gonna cook every day, you already know it's not gonna be me, because I'm not that girl. And I ain't gonna never do that for you.
So doing is half the battle.
Yeah.
But we're gonna wrap this thing up, y'all, because that was all of our questions. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to thumbs this video up, leave a comment down below, share this video on all your social media networks, especially if you know somebody who needs to hear it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all, and show Dee some love in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Bye.